Are you struggling to hold serve when you play? Well, there's a good chance it's happening because of your serve strategy, specifically where you're standing. And I want to cover that in today's lesson. My name is Jeff Salzenstein. I'm the founder of Tennis Evolution, absolutely passionate about helping players like you get to the next level. And in today's lesson, we're going to talk about where you can serve and where you can stand to maximize your ability to hold serve. And it's probably something you're overlooking. Why do I know that? Because I was just working with a professional tennis player who hadn't considered this concept, and it was making it so that he couldn't serve to the targets the way that he wanted. We're going to get into that specific target in a moment, but first, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you have your notifications turned on. There's a lot of people that watch this video and they're still not subscribed. I don't know why. You should subscribe if you want to get better at tennis, and also give us a thumbs up, give us a like if you enjoy this lesson and you get a lot of value. Now let's get to the lesson in hand on the serve. I see too many players standing close to the tee when they're playing singles. And when they stand close to the tee, that's great if you want to serve down the tee. But I don't think it's so great if you want to serve wide. The angle is not good enough for you to hit wide serve. So what ends up happening is if you try to serve wide and you're standing close to the tee, you hit your serve and it goes more through the middle. And sure, you can hit nice serves through the middle, but you can't quite get that angle. And you might be standing here trying to hit the wide serve over and over again. And for whatever reason, well, I know the reason, it's because of where you're standing. You can't get that angle that you want. So what's really interesting is that a subtle change can open up a whole new world for you when it comes to holding serve. And I'm going to suggest that you stand out wider. Yes, a novel concept. Columbo would be proud. Detective work at hand here. We're just going to stand out wider to get a better angle on the serve. Now, why would we do this? Well, obviously it's going to help us hit wider serves, but there's such an advantage. If you think of the best pros in the world, they serve wide very well. They pull their opponents off the court so that they can run them on the next shot. If you're always serving down the tee or into the body and you can't hit the wide serve very well, then now your opponent is returning serve from the middle of the court, and then they don't have to run as much on the next ball. There's a reason why players serve wide, advanced players serve wide in big moments, because they want to open up the court. They want to see the whole court to hit to. So if you've been standing here or close to the tee, even if you're standing here, I'm going to encourage you to start standing out wider. So let me show you what that's going to look like right now. So now I've moved several feet away from the center. And whenever I have players do this, they usually just move to about here. That's not far enough. I want you to go wider. Go as wide as you possibly can. We're going to start about here today, but you can go even wider. And this is a strategy that I used in big moments. You don't have to do this 100% of the time, although you can. And there are players that have had a lot of success doing this. But standing out wide helps you see this angle so much better. It helps you hit that spot to pull that serve off the court. That ball was right on line with my target. That one missed wide. And so now what I can do is I can just focus on getting the angle that I want. What's really cool is that you can get the angle, and especially on this side of the court, you now can get a forehand on the next ball. If your forehand is better, you have a better chance of getting a forehand. If you're standing closer to the center, you have to work really hard to get around the ball, but now you're just standing here. So you might be saying, Jeff, well, now I'm giving up that whole court. Now, what if the opponent returns over there? Well, if you're hitting a weak serve and the returner can get the ball over there and make you run, this is not going to work. But I'm assuming that you can actually hit a good first serve that pulls your opponent off the court, even if they know that it's coming. Even if they know it's coming. If they know it's coming wide, dare them to hit a down-the-line return winner. Most returners are going to play the ball through the middle of the court. So this sets up perfectly for your forehand. So you can stand out wide like I am here, and you can serve wide, and then you can find the forehand. And guess what? What if they start cheating? What if they start taking that away? You can still go down the tee, and they're not going to read it. That's what's so amazing about this, is just one simple tweak. This is what it's all about here at Tennis Evolution. One simple tweak, one little adjustment can change your world. You don't have to follow convention and stand close to the tee in singles. You can stand as wide as you want and monitor if you get beat on that down the line return. Most players won't be able to hit it. On the second serve, it's a little different. But on the first serve, why not just stand out wide and hit your serve out wide 70 to 80% of the time and open up the court? There's magic in this. I know this because I did it with success on the tour. I know this because I've had other high-level players do this. Remember, there's a caveat. If you have a weak serve and you're just powder puffing the ball in the court, they're going to attack and they're going to run you. But if you have some juice behind your serve, you can get that ball out wide. And again, you do that 2 or 3 times, and then you can hit one down the tee. You don't always have to go wide. You can go 3 out wide and 1 down the tee, but now you're standing at a wider angle. You also could stand out here 2 or 3 times in a row and then move closer to the middle. There's no hard and fast rule. The goal is for you to be malleable, flexible, adaptable, and just consider possibilities. And what's crazy to me is so many players don't consider standing out wide in singles like this. Go ahead and give up that court. See if they can do it 3 times down the line. I dare them. Now, what I want to do next is I want to move to the other court and talk about the strengths and the weaknesses of serving out wide on the other side. All right, same rule applies here on this side. If you stand close to the tee, you're not going to be able to get as great of an angle. If you can hit the angle from here, awesome. But many players can't. It's hard. So why not just come out here? Why not just work on standing out wide and seeing how good of an angle you can hit from this position? See if you could just stand out wide and open up the court. Way easier to get that ball to slide off the court if you're standing out wider. Now, if you're a serve and volleyer, this is going to be harder to do. If you're standing wide, I probably wouldn't recommend serving and volleying as much. You're going to stay back. Serve more closer to the tee. But if you stand out here and you serve wide, you're just going to be ready for that ball to come back through the middle of the court. Now, one disadvantage on this side, if you do this, then it can be harder to get a forehand on the next shot. So you have to keep in mind that when you go wide here, you might be looking for a backhand on this next shot. But the way I look at it is, let's get your wide serve amazing. Let's make your wide serve your best serve on both sides. Because now you're opening up the court. We're just spreading the court and making them run on the next shot. So don't worry about the next ball unless you're getting hurt. If you're standing out here and you're hitting wide serves and they're running you on the first ball to your backhand, we're going to have to change. We're going to have to adapt. I just don't see players doing this enough where they actually test it. See if it works. And again, you go out wide a few times, they start taking it away, then I can go down the tee and they can't read it. That's what it's all about. Disguise, surprise, keeping your opponent off balance. Don't stand in the same place that everyone else stands. Be different, be unique, and see if it works for you. Again, I made this work for me on the tour. I won a lot of big matches by standing out wide. I didn't serve and volley as much. I served and volleyed more when I was closer to the middle, but I was able to take advantage on the next ball. I was able to get a lot of short balls and free points and floaters. And that's what I want you to consider doing. So to review this lesson, the first thing I want you to consider is that you can stand in a different place, especially if you're struggling with the wide serve. So stand out wider, even in singles. That will give you a better angle to open up the court. When you stand out wide, you can open up the court with your serve and you can run your opponent on the next shot. It makes the decision-making easier. If you serve down the middle and the ball comes back, you have a choice to make. Do I go down the line? Do I go cross court? It's a lot of decision-making. This one, there's no decision. I serve wide, I go to the open court. Done. Easy, simple, under pressure. And I bet that if you start doing this and you can execute a decent serve, you're going to start winning more points doing this. And that's what I want for you. I want you to get to the next level. And so that next level involves you taking that next step with me. If you think that I can help you, if you think I have the knowledge and the experience and the wisdom to help you, I'd love for you to consider working with me. And the way to do that is you can click the link below or somewhere in this video. I've got a free lesson that I want to share with you today to help you with your serve, help you take your serve to the next level. I have so much more to share with you, and the way to do that is to click that link below to get started. Thanks for your time today. I want to help you improve your serve speed, your consistency, your strategy, all of it. I want you to transform it as a tennis player. We'll see you at the next lesson. Thanks for your time today.